This video, I'm going to be showing you who wins when we're looking at belief systems versus the law of attraction. I'm going to show you exactly which route to take and which will make the most profound change in your life. Welcome back to another video. My name's Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you more about understanding how you create your own reality. And not only how you create your own reality, but how you can go about making interchange in your own life. And many times the missing key to you attracting what you want. Because a lot of times what happens is we learn something, and then we learn it, and then we begin to apply it, and then we get a certain result in life. Now what happens is sometimes there are these things that are unconscious that we're not aware of. And when there's things that are unconscious we're not aware of, we may be experiencing resistance. We may be experiencing self-sabotage, blocks that come up. And all that is that's an unawareness of certain things that are running the show, certain things that are on autopilot. Now, when the movie The Secret first came out, on the law of attraction, there was this understanding that we create our own reality, that we can attract that which we want based on our own thoughts. Now, when we're talking about which is more powerful between that of the law of attraction, which is that we attract that which we are thinking about, but we could even say that the law of attraction maybe isn't just what we're thinking about, but it's also who we are. I've said before in many of my prior videos that we don't always get in life that which we want, because that which we want, we are vibrationally saying we don't currently have. But it could be that we get in life that which we are. We get in life that which is equal to who we are showing up as, the story that we tell ourselves about who we are, the consistent thoughts, feelings, and emotions we have. And when we change at that level, that's when reality really begins to change. So you can think of a Lamborghini all you want. You can think of a relationship all you want. But do you believe that you deserve a Lamborghini? Do you believe that you deserve a relationship? Are you the kind of person that is giving and exuding a certain amount of love that then people want to be around? Are you the kind of person that adds so much value into the world that people are willing to give you in exchange the abundance back, to where then you could go and be the kind of person that has something called a Lamborghini? You see, these are shifts that make all the difference. Now here's the thing. If you don't believe you deserve it, if you don't believe it's possible for you, then you won't experience it anyways, no matter how much you want to attract it, no matter how much you focus on it. And I've experienced a lot of resistance before, especially early on when I was learning about the law of attraction, by just focusing on certain goals. Here's something I realized though. I used to have that 9-to-5 job selling women's shoes at Nordstrom's. I first learned about the law of attraction. I started to get better results almost immediately. I started realizing, well, if I focus on these certain goals, if I focus on having a certain goal of selling a certain amount per day. I went in every day, you start at zero because it's a commission-based job. I got a percentage of the amount of shoes that I sold. And every day I'd start at zero and I would go in and I would see a direct correlation between what I was thinking, feeling, and experiencing. Now, a huge change happened when I made this one little shift. What I realized is every day I would go into work and the top sales employees from the day before, there'd be a list of every sales employee in the department from the day before and how much they sold. And you could go in and see, oh, this person sold this much. And it's like a little bit, maybe it's a little bit intrusive. You could kind of, you could be able to see how much money people were making, but it was part of like the competition. Or I don't know, it's part of the experience of knowing where you compare to other people. So I'd go in every day. And I used to always see myself as the kind of person that was right in the middle. I wasn't that passionate about selling shoes, but I saw myself in the middle, and I wasn't also like one of the, I was just right in the middle, sometimes towards the top, but right about there. Well, something happened. I became aware of how our self-image controls our life, the way we see ourselves. The way we see ourselves is on a cybernetic means it always reverts back down to the base point. So for example, there's like a thermometer somewhere over here that shows the temperature of this room, and there's an AC unit, and if you were to turn up the AC or down the AC, either the heater would turn on or the AC would turn on, probably just the AC here, because we're in Costa Rica right now, and it would moderate it back to that set point. Well, if you see yourselves as the kind of person that's in the middle of this list of people every day when you check your numbers, then that's on autopilot. Now what I did is I became aware of that, and then what I did is I started to simply believe that I was somebody that was the kind of person, my identity is, I'm somebody that's at the top. Not that everyone else is, lower or not as good as me, but I just started seeing myself as this best version of me that was just like a top salesperson. And guess what happened? Within days, I was consistently a top salesperson because I changed my belief about who I am. So that's when things really began to change, is when I changed my belief. So maybe you view yourself as somebody that's like, it's hard to lose weight. It's hard for you to be at the ideal body image. It's hard for you to attract love in relationships. You don't view yourself as worthy of it. You don't view yourself as the kind, if you believe you can only make $50,000 a year, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions will be equal to you making $50,000 per year. You see? But when you change your beliefs, you then change your life. When you change the way you see yourself, you then will find that naturally you'll have certain thoughts, certain emotions, certain feelings that are equal to that new way that you see yourself. So that's where my life has changed the most, is changing my beliefs about who I am. And the way you do that is you simply become aware of the beliefs you currently have about who you currently are, and the way that you're currently showing up in the world. I used to have a belief that I had to work a 9-to-5 job. I used to have a belief that I wasn't worthy of love. I used to have a belief that, it was hard for me to be at my ideal body weight. And because of that, it was a resistance. It was lots of struggle, a lot of blocks, a lot of self-sabotage, feeling like I'm not worthy, feeling like it's not working. This whole law of attraction thing that I've learned, it's like it's not really working for me. Why not? Why am I focused on what I want? Which, remember, what we want, we are vibrationally saying we don't currently have it. We lack it in the present moment right now. Rather than knowing you can wire in any emotion, any story, any way of being, giving yourself permission to be the way that you want. You can give yourself permission now. And by giving yourself permission now, you'll find that your life begins to change in a very powerful way. But the key to this whole process is understanding that the way it works, let's look at this, the law of attraction, which normally means thoughts. When people normally say the law of attraction, it depends upon the way that you relate to the idea of the law of attraction. Most people will think of the law of attraction as your thoughts create your reality. However, let's look at this. This is the way it works. We have our beliefs. And then after our beliefs, we have our feelings. Beliefs generate feelings. You must first believe something to be true to generate a feeling. For example, if you believe that losing your job is horrible, you'll feel negative emotion. If you believe leaving your job and getting fired is the best thing ever because you didn't even care about that job, then you'll feel positive emotion. If you believe that it raining today is horrible, then you'll feel sad about it. If you believe that it raining is awesome, because you want water and you love the feeling of that, then you'll feel amazing. Beliefs then stem feelings. From feelings, you then will have certain thoughts. I used to think it was the other way around. It's like, no, thoughts then come feelings. No, feelings generate from the meanings we give, which are beliefs. Meanings are beliefs. Then in that state, we think of many of the thoughts that we have are going to be equal to that. So for example, Tony Robbins talks a lot about change your state. Change your state, you change your life. You want to be in a good state. And when you're in a good state, guess what? You change your feeling. When you're in a good feeling, then your thoughts are easier. You have more access. Think of it like when you think certain thoughts, you're in a certain frequency. No, when you feel certain emotions, when you feel a certain way, you're in a certain frequency, and then it's very easy for you to think thoughts that are equal to that frequency. It's almost like you have access to thoughts that are equal to it. So if you're feeling good, you'll find more reasons to feel good. You'll think thoughts that make you feel good. You'll think of gratitude. You'll find people that also resonate with that level of gratitude. It works all the way around. So you have beliefs, you have feelings, then you have thoughts. The thoughts that you have. So thoughts that are equal to the feelings you have, which are generated from the meanings you give things. So you have beliefs, feelings, thoughts. After thoughts, you have action. Action. Thoughts, and then what happens is as you're acting in a certain way, as you're doing certain things, many times it'll help you get to a certain state. And then from those actions then come results. So think of it like there's an arrow going from beliefs to feelings, an arrow from feelings to thoughts, an arrow from thoughts to actions, an arrow from actions to results, and then an arrow from results to beliefs, because then it reaffirms those beliefs. So when we're talking about belief systems, understand who wins, the law of attraction versus belief systems. Well, that's the thing, is you can think all you want about a Lamborghini, you can think all you want about being in the perfect relationship, and maybe you think so much about it that you change the meanings to certain things and you start to change your beliefs. But what happens is, unless you change your beliefs, those things can't come into your life. They are vibrationally locked from coming into your experience, because remember, how you think, feel, and act is reflected back to you. And if you're being the kind of person that's not worthy, if you're being the kind of person that can only make a limited amount of money per year, if you're being the kind of person that doesn't believe you're worthy of success or happiness or any of these emotions, then everything in your reality will be equal to that, and it won't come into your life. So the key, and sometimes when people say law of attraction, I mean the feeling, but many times I see 99% of the time, most people don't focus on their own beliefs. Now here's something else. Do you believe that it is hard to change? What are your beliefs about beliefs? Because many times I'll show a certain process that is super powerful. I've seen people transform their lives by changing their beliefs. You change your beliefs, you change your life. But if you have a belief that it is hard to change, that in order to get in your subconscious mind, you got to do years of transformational work, you need to go to years of therapy, you need years of all of these kinds of help, then that may be what's holding you back, because you believe you have to go through a dark night of the soul. You believe that things have to be difficult. You believe it can't just be that easy. But when you become aware of your beliefs about beliefs, that's where things really begin to change. Here's the thing too. Every moment, you're changing. Every moment, you're changing. Every moment, you're changing. But many people change to the same things over and over and over again because of their beliefs about who they are, and that the process has to be hard, and that things just are that way. But when you challenge your beliefs, when you challenge who you are, and you realize the truth is, and quantum physics is showing us, is that every moment is a completely new moment. Our cells are dying and being reborn every second, but they continue to recreate themselves in the way that we've been in the past. So that's on autopilot. So we are powerfully recreating the old illusions over and over and over again based on our level of identity. But when you become aware of that, that's when things can begin to change, and you realize that you're recreating yourself every moment anyways. But do you want to recreate yourself to be the past version of you, or do you want to recreate yourself to be new, to be new, to be new, to be new? You're changing regardless, but you might just be changing to be more of the same story, the same identity. The key to this process is becoming aware of your beliefs about who you are, because the story that you consistently tell yourself is what's got you locked into a certain bandwidth of information, a certain vibrational state of consciousness, a certain type of reality. If you want to change your life, you have to change your beliefs about who you are. You have to realize you're worthy of having that relationship. You're worthy of having the love in your life. You're worthy of having the abundance in your life. You're worthy of doing what you love for a living. You're worthy of having that ideal body image. You're worthy of all of this. But you might have beliefs that say you're not worthy, because people in your past didn't feel worthy and they gave you those beliefs. Society gave you those beliefs. Family members gave you those beliefs because they didn't know. They didn't know that they were on autopilot. They didn't know they were thrusting their beliefs on you. For they know not what they do. They didn't know. That's all. You don't have to be mad at them. You may have absorbed the beliefs that you're not abundant from your mom or your dad. You may have absorbed the beliefs, I've seen my dad go through 2 divorces. And because of that, there's beliefs that I may have that hold me from thinking that that kind of thing is scary. That love is something like that could be really, really painful like that. So I don't want the relationship stuff, don't want stuff like that. Those are just beliefs though. And when you see it as a belief, that's when your life can begin to change. But one thing I would really encourage you to do is to become aware of your beliefs about who you are, your beliefs about what kind of money you can make, your beliefs about the kind of relationship you're in, the beliefs about how much you can enjoy your life. Become aware of those beliefs and then see them for what they are. Just beliefs. Things you make, meanings you gave to the past. Belief is meaning. Meanings you gave to the past that you thought, this is who I am. And because of that, it was on autopilot. Then you become aware of it, that's when it changes. 90% of transformation is awareness. Becoming aware of the old patterns. Becoming aware of the old beliefs. Becoming aware of the old stories you tell yourself. And guess what? Become aware of it. That's when your life changes, because then you see it for what it is. Just a belief. But if you want to change your life, don't do it from the level of thought. Don't do it from even the level of feeling. Do it from the level of belief. of identity, of who you are. One of the strongest transformations you will ever have in your life is becoming aware that even this ego story that you may tell yourself isn't who you are. You'll realize you are an eternal spiritual being having a temporary human experience. You go beyond identity itself. That's the most powerful transformation you can have. And you have that transformation as you start to realize who you are not. And I'll tell you, you're not your painful past. You're not what your friends or your family thinks about you. You are not the limitations you have. You are not the beliefs even. You are an eternal spiritual being of love, of light. You may have forgotten that. When we come into this reality, we forget that's who we are, because part of the game, part of this illusion is remembering who we are. But here's the thing. Once you become aware that this is a game, once you become aware of that, it becomes so much more flexible, so much more fun, so much more easy. And then you realize, well, why am I going to continue to create this resistant story? Why am I going to continue to create from this limitation? And then what you say is, well, this looks a little bit better. And then you'll start being this new way. And then eventually, you'll go beyond that. And you'll just continue to redefine yourself, to let go of the old layers, to let go of the old beliefs, and to realize at the core, you are beyond all of this. But if you're going to play the game of separation, which is what we're playing, we can start to realize we're all unity, we're all connected. What you can begin to do is do it with awareness. Do it with awareness. So we're talking about belief systems versus thoughts. Belief systems always win, because from the meanings we give things in our life, from our level of identity, then spawns the feelings we have, then spawns the thoughts we have. Thoughts is 3 in. Think about that. Thoughts is 3 levels down. It's not this. Thoughts are much more surface. Beliefs, identity is where transformation happens. So becoming aware of those thoughts, becoming aware of those beliefs. If you haven't seen it already, there is something that I have called the shift experience, which helps you shift beyond beliefs and into being, into a new vibrational state of consciousness that changes everything. And on that of the shift webinar, what we do is an activation that activates this transformation within us, using frequency, using a certain sound, and everyone being there adds to that energy. It's called the Shift Experience webinar. It's down in the description below. There's an activation there that we do, and it'll change your life. It'll spawn. You'll start to see things in your life begin to change because you start to resonate at a new frequency. So you can listen to that below. Click on it. You'll see the times available, and you can join that of the meditation, which is super powerful and transformative. Right now, I've got 2 more days here. And then I go to another part of Costa Rica, and then after that, I'll eventually be going back to Vegas. And in Vegas, I'll be starting to do live events here within the next couple months too. So I'm super excited. I'll be doing Shift Experience live events, stuff like that. Anyways, I just wanted to make this video real quick to share with you the power of belief, the power of belief, and also the power of not belief, the power of letting go of beliefs, the power of being in a higher frequency, the power of going beyond your identity. And if you could like this video, if you want me to make more videos like this one, smash that like button. Let me know what you think. And other than that, as always, I will see you on the next vid. Peace, much love, and namaste.